Okay, recording has started, and I'm going to paste a link to the minutes in the chat. There we go. Let me share the screen. Okay, and I told you something was going to go wrong. We may have to have Emily do it because it's a permissions issue, I think.
Oh, okay.
Remember I told you I hooked up the new, I thought I had everything tested out, but I didn't share the screen because there's no one to share it with. So I think I'm running into all sorts of, oh, here we go. Hold on. I think I got it.
You got it? Okay.
I think so. Here we go. Zoom.us. Oh, figures. I got to quit and restart.
Yeah.
So, you want me to do it or not?
Yeah, no, let me do it because there's some things I want to do. I'll be right back in. Sorry about that, everyone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's already recording. So, Kenji, how are you?
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Team, family, everyone, fantastic.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, well, I miss you. There's been 3 years since last time we met in Japan.
Yeah.
Maybe I use this time to help out. The present was the okay. John already. Kenji. And then Michael. Yeah, I think it also is I have to admit John.
Don't let him in.
Yeah, put John in the lobby.
Hey, I'm perfectly okay with that, by the way. That just frees up an hour of my day. All right, again, sorry, everyone. Let me try and share the screen again now that I should have permissions.
Yeah.
But I knew I was kind of living a little bit dangerously there. That's the one thing I didn't test. Okay, for the attendance, I don't see anyone from Atlanta, Jug. And I did add, I think, everybody else. I think we have Nathan on, right? Yeah. We got Jan, Michael, Ed Dimitri, myself and Roberto, Amelia, David, and we currently don't have a committer member. And I see we also have Paul Buck on somewhere. I don't see his name in the list though.
I don't see him.
I think Bruno needs to be added to the community. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
in fact, yeah, that's from a copy and paste from the last meeting. So that's why I had Paul there. And the link is there, Bruno, so you can go ahead and add your name.
I've requested access to edit.
Really interesting. All right, let's not debug now.
Okay.
I think I spelled that right.
Good job.
Okay, so there's not a whole lot to cover today. So basically what happened is we have to have a quarterly meeting according to the charter. So it kind of snuck up a little bit in the sense that I was planning it for next week. Oh, and we do have Paul joining. Sorry for the next live hangout, except it turns out I thought I might not be here due to being a soccer dad. Right. And so we did it today. Sorry for the short notice. So the agenda is pretty light. I don't think we have any scheduled votes. We'll see if anything comes up for a vote. And we do have a quorum. So Paul, a link is in the chat, or if someone can maybe paste that link for Paul to add his name. Cover the business since the last steering committee meeting. And really, I just put votes and such here. So we did have a release review pass. I want to make sure everyone was aware that we kind of had a community vote, and it was posted to the MicroProfile working group alias and to the community group about what the plan is for MicroProfile, well, the release plan for MicroProfile. And so basically we have MicroProfile 6 scheduled for sometime in October, November. A couple things about that. First of all, it will be the only release this calendar year. And the program plan calls for 3, and we can discuss that. The other
Well,
things
just to be
are
clear,
that it is
it does say that we could have a incremental
to
release
3.
between now and 6, so we could have 2 releases this year.
We could have 2. The other things is basically this aligns with Jakarta core profile, right? And it's one of the reasons, it's the primary reason why we delayed having a release a little bit more quickly, because we decided as a community, from a community perspective, and this is more formalization of it here, that we're gonna do the one release or the major release 6.0 in this time frame, and layer it on top of core profile. So we have an option to do a 5.1 beforehand, and that's kind of I think where we're at here. Are there any comments that people would like to have on this?
I think at least is kind of we kind of align with the Jakarta E2 core profile this year. I think at least we take and as for the number of releases, I think it's kind of that's kind of not a roadblock. I don't really think okay we have to do the release for the 6.0 release. Obviously, we need to we have a business need. We want to do a release. We will do a release.
Right.
Basically, I'm saying okay, the release plan is always revised. To fit the purpose.
So yeah, I mean, unless there's enough support for delivering a 5.1, I think as of right now, we're shooting straight for 6.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, again, I would say that would probably be determined by what gets turned up when people start actually trying to get those TCKs to work on their E10 platforms, which won't be now, probably be after E10 ships. So at this state, I wouldn't say we could confidently predict.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a small chance that we might have a need for an earlier release, because when an existing implementation cannot combine MicroProfile specifications of 5.0 with Jakarta E10.0, then yeah, we need to hurry up.
Yeah, that's what MicroProfile 6 is for. So basically, it's to combine Jakarta E10 with MicroProfile APIs.
Okay, so that's where we are in terms of the roadmap, and I don't think I think Paul was on. Oh, there he is. Sorry, I'm looking for you in the grid of people here on a monitor. Is that we don't need to have any kind of formal vote to change the program plan, right?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's aspirational. That's what you intend to do. It's not. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but you don't need to.
Okay.
I think noting it in your minutes is totally sufficient and helpful.
Okay. So, and we do have it minuted here in the steering minutes and the community minutes. So the next thread, sorry, was it BJ or Nathan that kicked off this thread about the language target version?
BJ.
It was BJ, that's what I thought. So I don't see BJ on, but basically the idea here is compile low, run high. So if it doesn't impact any other specifications, you could have a low language level like Java 8 and run it on Java 17. right? And so we don't necessarily have to have every spec at the same language level.
It's not if you don't impact other specifications, if other specifications haven't impacted you. Meaning the downstream ones that you may impact, they don't get to factor into your language level.
Right.
It's just what you need and it's just what you have and what you need for your dependencies that dictate your language level.
Right. Any comments?
No, I think also BJ sent the result to the Google group and also the other group.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, one comment from my side. I want to start a discussion on the last community call. We discussed that topic and also the alignment to Jakarta E specifications. Unfortunately, I had no time because I'm preparing the Jakarta 1 German live stream at the moment. But I created some slides that may help to discuss that. I think we're making some progress agreeing on these topics and issues that might occur. I can present it later if we have time, or on the next technical or community call, as you would like. The slides are, not in very much detail at the moment, but if you like, I can share them later. And we have time.
You're gonna have to let BJ know, because based upon the last call, we were gonna wrap that vote up on Wednesday. So if you don't say anything on the list, even if it's just, hey, wait, I want to, something, he's probably gonna wrap it up.
Well, more specifically, it's wrapped up by the end of today because it said June 14th.
Right.
Correct. But
So
what I don't understand is, like on last week's call, it was community call. We did say that we would close it on the 14th. That means tomorrow. By tomorrow is done, and we need to be very careful to all of us about voting and procrastinating or making it later. We need to make sure that the votes and whatever says no, yes, stands. Otherwise, we make it so that votes can be not serious. That someone else, a member, can come and say, oh, I have X and Y and I need more time. We need to set parameters where we respect and are disciplined on how we protect our community. This is for all of us.
Yeah, Emilia, I agree. Sorry for the delay from my side, but this, Emilia, sorry again. This is not a ballot. It's some kind of survey.
Okay.
No, it's a vote. It's a vote. So everyone who's extending it is being very gracious. So that's the lesson we should learn. I'm happy to extend it, but it is a vote, and votes, do have a deadline. It's been open 3 weeks now. It's okay if it's open a little longer. I don't know that that's something we want to do as routine.
Yeah, that's my point. We need to be careful. Feedback is wonderful, and getting through the presentations and things like this, Jan, are fantastic. But if we set it as a precedent, why do we do it with you and not with others? So discipline.
Well, I know what it's like to be the one who disagrees and actually put together a presentation and try to get people to agree. And so I respect the work that Jan's put in. So I would want to see the presentation myself, but just for clarity's sake, it is a vote. It is official.
But not binding for the working group. Therefore, you need a ballot.
No, that is not the case. There's nothing in our charter that says that any decision has to be vetted by a working group ballot. In fact, the charter explicitly says the opposite. It says, outside of these small areas, the project continues to operate based upon, the same forms of consensus that we've used. So it explicitly calls out the spec process that is there, and the budget.
Okay. Yeah, and I agree, by the way, with I concur with what David just stated. Okay. In terms of current items, a little while ago, probably 6 weeks ago or so, we went through the program plan. We kind of took a first pass at it. And that's where I introduced having a program plan board where we kind of track progress. And I think what I'd like to do is go through these to some degree, at least highlight certain ones. Everyone okay with that, or is there any other topics that people have in mind to add to the agenda?
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Go proceed.
All right. So anyway, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move. Oops, my camera just turns off every 30 minutes. Sorry about that. Go through and I can update this ticket to. Sorry, I think my left earbud is out of battery. Update this ticket with regards to where we are based on the discussion we just had. All right, we're not going to be delivering 3 releases this calendar year. Okay, I do have to get back with Will on the CN4J Alliance and collaboration, again, around namespaces and all that, and where projects start, et cetera. Having a CN4J kind of call on that topic. Let's see. One question here. So we have increased the number of working group members, and we don't have Microsoft here. I don't know if Paul has insight into this, but they joined Jakarta.
Yes, they joined. I had contact with Ed, who will present their details on the Jakarta 1 live stream German on the 30th, for example. And they joined both working groups, or at the moment already 3, Adoptium, Jakarta E, and MicroProfile, the last 2 ones recently. And I sent some links and information to Ed, which mailing lists might be relevant for us in these working groups. And I hoped he will join, but yeah, not at the moment.
Right. So they've joined both Jakarta and MicroProfile. So I will add a note here linking to the post that they had in the Google group. Right. So we're on our way with increasing the number of members. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm just looking for any that kind of stick out at me. For the number of implementations, that doesn't necessarily address the implementations issue here. Sorry, I guess I can't highlight the text there like I wanted to. And did we create the individual component specification pages? I know we had the table with all of them.
Not
yet.
yet.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
yet.
Okay. And that's okay. And then encourage more innovation with new specs, open telemetry, right? And there was also discussion of converters, right? I don't know where we're at on that one. We haven't really talked about that one. Open telemetry seems to have been keeping us pretty busy.
John, we can move the implementations. What is it? The website implementations to in progress, because the group is still meeting every Friday, and they have completed their work pretty much in contributors page. So now it goes there.
Well, no, this one is to actually add MicroProfile compatible implementations. This is not tied to the website. This one here.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah,
oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and I thought there used to be a drop down here where I could pick and choose the labels, and I don't know what's going on. Okay. Anyway, Sorry, what was it? Technical goals. All right, come on now. All right, screw it with the labels for now. So one thing we do have to go over, again, I think Paul, Emily, and I maybe take a crack at reviewing the ESP, the MPSP microprofile spec process to be compatible with the EFSP. And I figure out what we're going to do there. I don't know if Sharon or somebody we're going to take a crack at it.
Is that something that we could bring up on the technical call and just do it as a community?
Well, the only reason I was saying that was just to not have to spend time on that and take a first pass at it. Not that everyone
Okay.
has to be on the call to take a first pass at it. Just to see what needs to change and like do a diff and understand. Because there was something, and I had to go back through our, I think it was live hangouts where we we're talking about doing something about modifying the MPSP to be either add a difference or to be more compatible with the spec. I can't remember what it was.
Well,
It was like a year
I
ago.
think what you're getting at, John, is, and maybe you already said it, is the since the MPSP was defined, the EFSP went from 1.2 to 1.3.
Correct.
The MPSP was based on 1.2, and so now it's time to consider rebasing MPSP on the EFSP 1.3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't questioning that. I was just saying 3 people were identified as working on it. My simple question is, are more people welcome?
Yeah, I mean, anybody can. I mean, basically, it's just to put them side by side and see what's different.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Just to,
I
to
would be
see what's
happy to
what-
do that because I mean, obviously,
Okay,
I worked
cool.
on the EFSP quite a bit. So
Yeah, feel free to add comments on this issue. I think, as John said, we will do some prep work, and then if we find anything we need to discuss, we bring to the technical call or steering call or the live hangout to discuss.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
how is that prep work going to happen?
I don't know. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll just start a thread on it in the
Okay.
Google group, and then whoever wants to kind of go through and do the diff, we'll
was
just
gonna
comment on
say
that
that.
thread.
Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to, you know, like I said,
All right.
just want to make sure that I have the ability to be in the conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, your charter probably says that any changes to the specification process need to be approved by the steering committee.
Yeah, I believe it does.
Yeah.
Also, the executive director and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'd like to do is get as much of this work done, these AIs, and you know, I don't know if we're gonna get to every single thing in the program plan. So some things may have to float into next year, but to get as much done this quarter, this third quarter coming up, third calendar quarter, because as soon as we start hitting the fourth quarter, as we learned from last year, we start planning for the next year, right, for 2023. And so I'd like to make as much progress on this as we can this quarter, so we have less double work, you know, this program plan and planning for next year at the same time in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. This one here, formalized role and potential support for committee representative. So I know that Edwin had written the paper on that and provide guidance for the next committee rep.
It should be finalized, right, Amelia? This is done.
Correct. Edwin, you did a fantastic job.
Yep.
Fund with the review is completed, so we can make this as a
Done. Yeah.
great work.
I was
Ed.
just double checking.
Right. Thanks.
Okay. Spec pages, evaluate standalone specifications. I have to go back and see what this one means again. Oh, should they remain standalone? This sounds like a discussion to have in the technical call, right? Where should we modify specs in either moving them in or out of the platform spec or remain standalone? That's basically what this means. Or move certain specs to Jakarta. So we have to have that discussion during the technical calls, probably not here. Evaluate adoption of core profile. I'm going to leave this here. I'm moving it over to in progress because we're talking about this for MicroProfile 6. So I'll put down in progress for that one. Data access specification. There was an initiative, but it sounds like it ended up in Jakarta. Do we leave this here and try and address it in the next 6 months? Or float it in next year? Or do we just accept kind of the repository data access spec, I guess, in Jakarta, and just move this to done with a note?
I think it's a kind of, because the Jakarta data being, is taking off. So I think it maybe just a default to Jakarta data. If we have any requirement, I said we'll go work with that committee.
Agreed.
And sorry, I got one earbud going. I didn't know if you
Right.
wanted to
So-
mark this as done or
I would
Or leave
just say, mark it down and just see the like a Jakarta data being proposed in the Jakarta land. Work
Yeah.
with our community.
okay.
I would agree.
Okay, yeah.
I think, you know, like for RPC, we just had that open for a long time. Maybe. I don't know. There's not much point in doing that again.
And I'm going to go through and comment on these. I'm just moving it here so visually we can see it. But obviously we have to comment on on why these are being moved. So I will add comments to these. Okay. Let's see. Program plan translations. Emerson or anyone else, has work been done on translating the program plan?
Yeah, that has been completed, both for the program plan and other items. And it seems that it's a constant item, so it can be put into done. But the community always is interested in translating, you know, diverse things like the blogs for announcements of MP5 and etc. So we can put it to done, but it's a constant
Yep.
task.
Yeah, understood. Let's see here. I'm just going through these. If anyone, as I scroll through, if anyone sees anything that kind of jumps out at them, and they want to talk about it, let me know.
The Jakarta E 9.1 alignment is also done, I think. I think all standalones also had been updated.
Oh, no, it's you
No?
can on progress. Only context propagation GraphQL. At the moment, LIA reactive messaging and reactive stream operators are still waiting for CCRs. I think.
Oh, right. Okay.
But
Then
we
I
can put this
only,
in progress.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that taken care of by MicroProfile 5 though?
No, that's the standalone. We only look at we only like did the component really I mean specifications included by the umbrella release.
Oh, okay. So there were other specifications that were left out.
Yeah, the standalone ones.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, and someone mentioned, sorry, there was another one too that I might have scrolled past. Edwin, I didn't know if there was a second one.
No, not
Okay.
that I mentioned.
Okay. Evaluate new specs. We have open telemetry. I'm going to move that to in progress. All right. So we've just as a very quick pass. I mean, it's kind of nice to see that we've got some things in progress and some things completed. So
Here,
we are trying to work towards the program
apologies,
planning. Go ahead,
John.
Amelia.
the last item, Groovy conversion, is in progress.
Yeah, that. There's a team meeting every Friday for that.
Cesar is
Right.
here. He can provide an update.
No, go ahead, Cesar. Or he was. I don't see him on
No,
now.
he's here, but maybe
Oh, there
his
he is.
mic
That's
is
his
not.
photo. Okay. All right, so that's a quick first pass. how do we feel as a steering committee about the progress that MicroProfile is making this calendar year? So I'm going to ask a very broad question.
Better than last year.
It was a tough year last year. Yes, I agree. It was a very tough year last year. And what kind of threw a little bit of a wrench in the works is, you know, we really wanted to layer, I think, on top of core profile. And that kind of pushed us back a little bit. With, you know, no offense intended toward Jakarta, they had a pretty tall order themselves, right? In delivering 10. So, you know, that's kind of
the
where we are.
namespace change largely had monopolated a lot of time last year. So,
oh God, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, also is kind of no functional change, but it's big kind of the foundation laying last year. But yeah, this year we are making slow progress towards the functionality kind of update. And then telemetry is making progress. I think we really, maybe it's after 6, we really need to put this aside some time, or maybe during the 6. And then to see how can we get more involvement, more people involved, and focus on innovation, getting new specs or new ideas proposed and tried it out.
So one thing I have here, kind of on, there's 2 issues. One is grow the MicroProfile community. The other is define and track metrics on community outreach. And those are kind of related because I think tracking the metrics, right, as we try and grow is going to be pretty important. Where are we at in terms of creating metrics to track community outreach and adoption type things within the
we haven't
community?
discussed it. Obviously, that would be probably the Tuesday call. That's not the technical Tuesday call. That's probably where we would dedicate time to that.
Or the marketing call.
Perhaps if you guys want to. I mean, but ultimately what we're talking about is like how many committers are we getting, who you know, like kind of stuff like, are we getting any new committers? Are we getting any new working group members? What kind of activity are we seeing from the committers we have? You know what I mean? Maybe those 3 things would be just a good start. Is our mailing list traffic going up or down? You know,
the members on the mailing lists.
Yep. You know,
So yeah, so I'll tell you what, let me because this is something I'd like to get a status update of, right? So maybe I'll start digging into this. Again, I could create a thread on it. And you know, anyone that wants to join in can join in. So in fact, let me take a couple of notes here. To create thread, to review rebasing. MPSP on EF 1.3. Thread on community outreach and metrics.
yeah. I'll follow up with some thoughts on things that, you know, ideally we can measure. The real active discipline on metrics is that until it's automated, you kind of have to be super selective.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because otherwise you're setting a human up to do way too much in it, then you won't get any metrics. So we probably need to start with some bare bones pieces of data that someone could get like in an hour.
Right. Agreed.
Right.
Do we have metrics from Zoom? Who's or how much people attending the meetings, for example? We should have these metrics for the mailing list attendees, who is registered for that, and we also could get automatically first-time committers on GitHub, right?
Yeah, so let's take some of these ideas and capture them in the thread. I don't know if Zoom provides that kind of stats, again, in an automated style manner, like a stats page. But that would be
It
pretty
does.
interesting. So, so these are all things that we can look into. Okay. So that was one I wanted to talk to. I think for now, that is probably enough the program plan to
There
go
was
through
another-
unless anything.
Yeah, there was another item about content and how we push through media. That is work in progress. At the end, I think it comes. I think it's added.
This
How
one?
we
Let's see.
communicate and repeat the messages and that is a work in progress.
Okay. Is there anything else that is a work in progress right now among these? Champions program, Jakarta across all of our assets, namespace. I'm going to leave the CN for J1. I want to finish that off. That's not really enough in progress yet, I think, to move that. EFSP will start here in a, I can move that over after we start the conversation. Strengthen the MicroProfile brand. Do
That's
we
in
have
progress.
specific?
That's a work in progress because we are always, this is about communication and communication openly and reaching out communities and talking to the communities and making sure that, you know, like for example, we talk about the swag and we talk about who is doing what, and we are going to ship those shirts hopefully in July. So always a work in progress. There is another one about marketing and maintain the growth in the community participation in the marketing. That is a work in progress as well.
So what I'd like to do is capture these.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Right.
think that's great. We just need to write that down in the actual Jira,
Yes.
or not Jira, but GitHub issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like you volunteered to do that.
Yes, I for this part, John already wrote dedicated so much time on tickets. He created so many tickets, and then now we need to assign them and add content to them. And
Yep,
that is
that's your. It sounds like you volunteered to do
Yes.
that for 138, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Did it
hold
last
on.
week.
I'm gonna.
But I have
Sorry
not
if
started.
my name's in there.
Yep. I have not started, but we decided last week that we would do it and be much more disciplined on next Monday with that work.
Sorry, was it 138?
Correct.
Okay, I could provide a link to that later. In fact, hold on, since it's already open, I think.
Later is never,
Yeah.
at least for me, you know what I mean? Like if it's a
Procrastination.
small thing, I'm never going to do that later.
So let me do that. Put in this. All right. Okay, is there anything else that we think that we need to cover here?
Yeah, well, I was curious. We had a couple technical goals, and I don't know if we moved them already, but one was for open tracing. I think we sort of talked about that quite a bit. Scroll down the to-do column.
Sorry, I'm searching in page.
There it
Here
is.
we go.
I mean, I understand our goals are largely coming to agreement that it's deprecated and having some ideas on its plans to be officially announced deprecated and eventually removed. Seems like we kind of did that with our release plan. Is there any other action that we really need to take
I think maybe
other than to actually do that? You know what I mean? But it's in progress, right?
yeah, I think sorry, go for it.
Oh, you go ahead. I was talking for you.
I think it's kind of in the MicroProfile open tracing repo, maybe we should kind of do a PR mark this one to be deprecated. So that everybody go to that repo at least to see this is spec deprecated. And also add a link to MicroProfile telemetry. I will take this on.
Yeah, if you want to update issue 29, just to say that those are the next steps. And
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be you who takes the next steps. Just we can
Yeah.
note that that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And I think what another part that need to profile 5.1 release, where open telemetry and open tracing are combined in one release, then we need a configuration for open tracing to switch it off. So no, not both are active. Like we planned for MicroProfile telemetry tracing, that you actively have to switch it on if you want to use it.
You don't have to do a 5.1, but we can do a open tracing release.
Yes, of course. But if we want to have a 5.1 where telemetry tracing is included and open telemetry is not removed at that point, then you need a configuration option to switch off open telemetry, which is on by default.
That
Yeah.
wasn't approved by vote. So
Yeah.
if we
so-
did do a 5.1, it would have to be without telemetry.
So let's at this point, I think is let's just say 6.0. So basically, is that's telemetry will be in 6.0, not in 5.1. So it's anyways for the open tracing, like that one. As I said, okay, we will just do we can do a manual release for that one.
Yeah, so 6.0 will be more birds with one stone, right?
Yeah, 6.0 will be telemetry and open tracing will be removed from 6.0 and we keep as a standard. Okay, I'll put that on that list.
I have
And is
another
there-
question.
oh, go ahead.
Yes, sorry, it's for telemetry. Then go ahead. I have another question to the communication.
No, I was going to digress to metrics. So if you want to do more telemetry topics, now's the time.
Yeah, then go ahead.
Yeah, so like on metrics, I know that team has been meeting. So, I would say that's definitely in progress. Probably we just want to write a couple notes down on, had a few meetings, some ideas are in progress, still soft at this time, whatever the status is.
Yeah, good point. So I will ask Don to write update on this one.
Sounds
Don,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to delegate to John if he wants to go ahead and update that. He's been volunteered.
Yeah, so that's my yeah. I will follow up with Don. If Don busy, I will let John to take up. It's okay.
I heard that the work on metrics is fun.
Yeah. And Cesar, since you're here are you still here? Did your microphone end up working? No, it sounds like a no. All right. Well, let's write him down to do an update on the
Groovy.
stuff.
It's here.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead.
finally.
Yeah. So yeah, the Groovy migration. We have, I will say, 97% of the migration done for the contributors page. We already are starting to gather we already gathered the requirements for the next page that will be the projects page. We start with in terms of complexity, we start with the easiest ones, and we are increasing up to the point we reach into the individual project page that is being displayed. So yeah, that's the status. I have an open thread on the mailing list with all the details, the tickets, and the reference to the main ticket that I would call this part of the working group ticket. We have been meeting on weekly basis on Fridays, but for everyone who wants to join to collaborate, the conversation on the mailing list has all the details about what is the current status in terms of the overall 3 migration points that I just mentioned.
Cesar, are you comfortable adding the link, updating the working group ticket on that subject? And you have done all the updates with you and the others have done all the updates in writing publicly. So it would be nice to have an in progress here as well. You can just add the link or whatever you feel like, so that we have tracing. And
Just an executive summary, I think, is good, because like these are the program plan items, so like high level is fine.
Yes, yeah. This has all the, as you can see, we have all the links of the current it's open it, but I can update the ticket to provide a high level overview that I just gave in terms of the 3 migrations paths. Yeah, okay.
That'd be great. Yeah. Something, because when we're reviewing this again at the end of the year, on a live hangout, we're not going to be able to click all those links.
Sure. Okay, no problem. I will. But
so then we will add
Sorry about that. I was on mute. Hold on a second. Oh, wait. I just want to say we have a first-time special guest.
Hopefully not special. I mean, special means like one-off. Hopefully not one-off.
Well, it's the first
special as in like unique and awesome.
Well, I'm happy to be special. They used to call me special ed in school, actually.
All right, so everyone, a lot of us know who you are, but just if you want to introduce yourself, just in case, please do so.
Sure. So my name's Ed Burns. My colleague Reza Rahman, who's unable to be here today, are very happy to be participating in MicroProfile and Jakarta EE. We are not an app server vendor, but we are in a unique position where we want to embrace all of the app server vendors. So both MicroProfile and Java EE or Jakarta EE are the perfect fit for us because it lets us embrace all the vendors in a way that brings all of Jakarta EE and MicroProfile to the cloud.
That's great. So fantastic to have you here.
Yeah,
welcome. And I can't wait to start assigning action items. Right, in the program plan.
Yeah.
Hola, Ed. Welcome. You and Microsoft. I miss you. Clearly.
Hey, does anyone remember this? I got this on for today. Devox USA from San Jose.
Yes.
I've got that. I'll wear it. Yeah, maybe I'll wear it next week.
Yeah. Ed, it's wonderful to see you.
Yeah.
Being able to collaborate closer with you, it's going to be wonderful for both projects.
It's going to take time, but we're here at the beginning. We're making the beginning of our collaboration now.
Yeah, Ed already showed up at the like technical conversations on telemetry and metrics and stuff. Yeah, great. Thank you, Ed.
I might have to rework my schedule to make this time, but I'll do that.
That sounds great. I will say that just from a MicroProfile perspective, like the specs are like half about defining what goes on in the implementation, but the other half is how do we connect to cloud services? Like telemetry and metrics are all about.
That's why we're interested. Yep.
We're giving the data to someone. That someone is a cloud provider.
Yep.
So you guys being here is very core to the mission statement. You're not just an observer. You are the consumer.
Yep. It's a good fit.
Alrighty. So again, welcome. I recommend that you go take a look. If you haven't already, subscribe to the MicroProfile calendar, which just has a list of all the spec meetings and all of that. Yeah. So and this call and in the technical / live hangout calls.
Oh, and Ed, we wrote, sorry about this, we wrote an onboarding for new members. So it's on the website under the working group page. click to it, write PRs against it to simplify it, to make it better. Just help us make it better, the onboarding. Use it, use this time, you and
Yeah,
Reza.
this is right. I've got the beginner's mindset. So I'm looking at
Yeah.
it now. Is this the join the discussion area?
Yeah, it says a working group page and the website, and then it says onboarding new members on the top, and then you just click and it brings you to the wiki. So you just read and then send PRs when something's unclear, help clarify it, and just onboard yourselves.
I see
Right.
members onboarding. Perfect.
Yes. Mhm.
All right.
And now we have to reprint all of our gear with the Microsoft logo.
Actually, it's been there for the majority of the shirts that we've printed.
Actually, that's true, I think. Again, welcome. We've only got about 5 minutes left. I apologize, Amelia. I think I kind of cut you off because I saw Ed on. I just wanted to make sure that we got a welcome in.
I don't even
before the
remember what I
call
was
ended.
going to say, so not important. Ed,
Okay.
new member, much more important.
Yeah. By the way, can you give me a half a second towards the end? I want to take another photo.
You want to do another photo that actually has
Ed
Oh,
in it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Good call,
yeah, the
Emily.
MicroProfile culture.
be
Ed is a
social.
photo for every
Yeah.
meeting.
Let's be social. Stop the sharing, John, please. And
Oh yeah, I gotta
Emily,
stop.
And
the
we're
share.
gonna get a
Totally
beautiful
social.
screenshot of that.
See,
image
that's,
you
we
shared.
should, if we use Teams, we could do together mode and it would be much cooler.
yeah, seriously.
Okay, this time. Okay,
There you go.
3, 2, 1. Okay, done.
That's amazing. Look at this. One MicroProfiler is super social today.
Awesome. All right, I think we're 56 minutes in here. We only got a few minutes left. I don't know if it's necessarily worth starting another conversation.
Yeah, one question regarding the communication. In the ticket, is there already included having a Wikipedia article for MicroProfile that is missing at the moment?
Are you volunteering to write it, John? We used to have it back in 2000.
When I have time to.
Good. Write a ticket. Write a ticket under the working group. And we're going to write you here as a volunteer, and you can take 2 months. Doesn't really matter. Documenting is complicated. Sadly,
Maybe we do that not at the moment, but I will shift the ticket to in progress when I will start on that topic.
Okay, that works. Because once it's in the steering committee minutes, it's like it's in stone.
So and Ed, get used to
Stone
it.
made out of clay.
You want something done, and you say, "Oh, you mention it." Oh, you will get volunteered to do it because there are only doers in this project.
That's right.
You
I
be
got
careful
it.
about giving suggestions because you might get signed up.
Yeah.
So let's write.
All right. So yeah. And there's some other useful things like the charter. Taking a look at the charter and all that stuff if you haven't done that already. That are probably worth a little bit of your time. But probably just the number one thing actually. Besides attending whatever meetings like this that you're interested in and can, is to make sure you're in the Google group, which I think you already are. So
Yep, I joined it today. I had to create a Google account with my Microsoft email address, which I don't know if I'm allowed to. I hope I don't get in trouble for that.
Well, here's the thing. A lot
You
of
should have been able to
people-
subscribe with your Microsoft
Really?
address.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Google groups are open to everybody. You don't have to have a
Right.
Google address to
All right.
use them.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thanks everyone. So this call replaced this week's technical call. So apologies for that. But so next week is a live hangout. We get back to our regular schedule every other week. Live hangout every other week, technical call. So I'll see everyone, same bat time, same bat channel. I think it's the same meeting ID.
Well,
Anyway,
I'll see Jan and Emily in Germany in a couple weeks.
Yes.
there you go.
Very
everyone, thanks a
exciting
lot.
to be here, Jan.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Really good call. Thanks, John, for doing the
Bye.
tireless work.
Thanks.
That's amazing,
Bye.
right?
Hey, John's got the
Bye.
original shirt on. Nice.
Yeah.
That's the best shirt.
Yep. This is everyone. Bye.
Yeah,
Take-
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.